Good afternoon, and please be seated.
Yes.
You're very welcome here today to Paterson City Hall for our annual Irish flag raising. My name is Kathleen Long, and I'm the business administrator for the city of Paterson.
Yeah. Hey, Kathy.
Keeping on a proud resident of Paterson and keeping on the tradition of the Irish in Paterson.
Yes.
And it's a very exciting day, and we welcome Governor Murphy to join us and all of our... If we had a little more notice, Governor, we probably could have worked on dyeing the Passaic River green, but we didn't. Next year, if we have a couple weeks, we can. So at this time, I want to start us off with our wonderful mayor, giving a warm welcome to begin our program. Mayor Andre Saya.
Let's have a round of applause for America's business administrator, number one Irish woman in the city of Paterson, Kathleen Margaret Long. Yes. Can I say top of the morning to you? Yes. Governor, we're so encouraged to have you here in the city. I was so excited I couldn't even contain my enthusiasm. I had a big Irish breakfast this morning, a bowl of Lucky Charms, along with a Blarney scone straight from Trader Joe's. And in Paterson, when we say we're going green, we mean it. Amen. We are the city of sustainability. And so we salute the patron saint of Ireland, St. Patrick, who, as Monsignor Gino reminds me, was Italian. But I don't want to rain on anybody's parade, especially not in New York. But we celebrate the fact that, look, he took a shamrock and explained the Holy Trinity with the three-leaf clover. And in Paterson, we're always looking for the four-leaf clover in the form of assistance from the state, and the governor has always gotten us our back. Thank you, Governor. You know, later we're going to be honoring the gentleman, Jerry Cooney, as the Hibernian of the Year. But we're going to add a new category today. Best Dress Award goes to Governor Phil Murphy. Look at those pants. I'll borrow them for later when we go to Duffy's. At this time, we're proud to have the rector here from St. John's Cathedral, our Monsignor, America's Monsignor, Gino Silva.
Thanks, my mayor. Thank you, Mayor, to the greatest mayor in the state of New Jersey, right? Let's hear it. Exactly. America's mayor. Thank you. And Governor Murphy, what a blessing it is to our city today to have you here with us. So thank you so much. It was 1865, a young priest from Ireland, Father Dean McNulty, realized that St. John's Church on Market Street was too small for his growing flock. So he gathered his parishioners, all of whom are from Ireland. That area was called Little Dublin back in the day. And he said to them, we're going to build a neo-Gothic church that someday will be a cathedral. We'll work to start a hospital, orphanages, nursing homes. But I need your help. You need to build it. So what he did was he invited his parishioners to build St. John's on the corner of Grand and Main Street. And it took them 4.5 years for a cost of $202,000. They came home from work and they built it. The stones were cut and quarried in Little Falls. All the timbers from Garrett Mountain. It's amazing. Not only were the materials from our area, but it was built by the Irish day laborers, the parishioners who called St. John's home. And it has welcomed every immigrant community into the city of Paterson as the oldest Catholic church in the state of New Jersey.
Right.
Oldest Catholic church. Good. And now we lovingly call what was Little Dublin our block of mercy. Our block of mercy, where we reach out and help the human needs of our community, letting them know that no matter where they come from, what religion they are, that God loves them all, and to show them concrete ways of how God's mercy can touch them. Governor Murphy, I want to thank you for helping us at St. John's as we continue our outreach to children and to youth and to families, especially those who don't speak English, come to us from other countries so that they know that they have a home here in the great city of Paterson. And so we gather in the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Heavenly Father, as we remember St. Patrick today, a great missionary, may we remember that we are all called to be missionaries, to welcome people of all races and creeds, all backgrounds and histories to this great city, so that they know that you have a dream that you've etched in their hearts, and that we can be here to help them realize the dreams that you've planted in their hearts. Bless our city, bless those who lead us. May we always be not just a block of mercy, but a city of mercy. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, Governor.
Let's have another round of applause for Monsignor Gino Silva. And thank you for that history lesson. No, not sorry. We should know our history in the city of Paterson. We're very proud to be Patersonians. At this time, it's only appropriate to bring a friend of Paterson who's in the governor's office, who's a proud graduate of Notre Dame. Now, if you went to Rutgers, don't hold it against him what happened yesterday. But nevertheless, a young man who always has the luck of the Irish in him. Let's give it up for a gentleman I call Rockin' Rob Field. Stand to your feet for God Bless America. Let's hear it for Rockin' Rob. Come on.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Yes. Did somebody say encore? Thank you, Rockin' Rob. You're always welcome in the city of Paterson. Speaking of welcome, we would like to welcome the Passaic County Chairman of our Democratic Party here, Mr. John Curry. We've also just been joined by our sheriff, America's Sheriff, Richard H. Burdnick, a proud Irishman, tavern owner, standing at 6'6", Commissioner Terry Duffy. And Mark, just so you know, Mark, we are going to have an exhibition bout between Terry Duffy and Jerry Cooney immediately after we raise the flag. Yes. Drinks are on Duffy after he loses. Ladies and gentlemen, former mayor and current councilwoman from the 4th Ward. She looks good and green. The Honorable Ruby N. Cotton. Our illustrious Passaic County Administrator, who's Irish for today. They call him St. Anthony, Tony DeNova. Or as the governor calls him, Passaic County's Ryan Seacrest. Thank you, Governor. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Please be seated. FMBA President, State President Eddie Donnelly. Thank you. And Bobby Allen, thank you for joining us. And I just saw County Commissioner Pat Lepore. Thank you for joining us as well. Terry Moston, thank you for joining us, champ. Now let's talk about champs. We're honored. Oh, yes, Commissioner Gallo, please give it up for him. Thank you. I saw you on a Columbus Day. That's why I got a little confused. So, every year, we honor a Hibernian of the Year. Excuse us. Yes, go ahead, please, by all means. It's been a long time. Then you'll meet again at Duffy's. Then here you go. Nevertheless, every year, Mr. DeNova, we honor a Hibernian of the Year. The first awardee was Kathleen M. Long in 2019. The second awardee was Detective Captain Pat Murray in 2020. Yet last year's honoree, unfortunately, we lost to COVID, and that was Captain John Phelan, who we dedicated our roll call room in the police department today. So may he rest in eternal peace. And so today, our Hibernian of the Year is a heavyweight great. You're not ready yet? For Terry Duffy or the award? He's a two-time Gold Glove champion. I remember watching his fights. He won 24 consecutive bouts. Known for a lethal left hook. 25. I missed the other one. All right, nevertheless, I'm sorry. Don't hold that against me. I Googled you like 5 minutes ago. Sorry, Jerry. Blame Wikipedia, not me. But you don't want to get in a fight with this guy. Known as Gentleman Jerry Cooney. In 1982, one of the most highly anticipated bouts between Jerry Cooney and then heavyweight champion Larry Holmes, right? Commissioner Manny Martinez from the Paterson Board of Education. Give him a round of applause. Jerry Cooney is the epitome of a fighter. He's the epitome of a heavyweight fighter. Because he's not necessarily being honored because he put the gloves on and entered the ring. It's because he fights for at-risk youth in the city of Paterson. He raises money for youth consultation services by having boxing exhibition bouts and celebrity golf tournaments. There you go, Phil Murphy. He's going to tell you a story later. Nasty left hook. I know. You mean me, right? Yes. So Jerry Cooney knows that we have to keep our youth out of harm's way because he knows how dangerous it is in and outside the ring. And so today, we're proud to honor a champion for children, a champion for our youth. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to present to you the 2022 Hibernian of the Year, Gentleman Jerry Cooney. You're the champ, brother. You're the champ.
I got 30 minutes, right? My name is Jerry. I'm alcoholic. Oh, that's tomorrow. That's tomorrow. That's tomorrow. I'm so sorry. Listen, I'm really grateful to be with you here today, and this is overwhelming. You know, I've had a great career. I traveled great places, and I really don't need, awards. I love life. I love people, and St. Patrick was like that. Yeah. He got himself into trouble, but he was always helping not just all people. And I believe in that too. And that we need to grow up. We need to gain strength. We need to go get confidence, self-esteem. And I've been fortunate to be going to Paterson here in New Jersey, YCS, for the last 13 or 14 years. I can't remember. I took a lot of shots.
Which kind of shots?
That was a joke. That was a joke. And I do hear bells once in a while, so if a bell goes off, you better watch out. And I've been able to work with these young men and women and teach them about themselves and teach them that we don't have to fight. Once you learn how to defend yourself, and to want to ask the question, can you help me? Can you help me? Kids are afraid to ask that question. I was that kid. I grew up in a really Irish Catholic family. There was no feelings. There was nothing but, your father came home, she was in trouble. Excuse my language, I'm sorry. I had to speak at this place one time in the city, a big Catholic place, Father, and they said, listen, there's no cursing. I said, oh, shit. And the thing is that, listen, we're all passing through here, right? This is a great time in our lives. I really love life big. I grab a hold of it. I fight for it. I want more out of it. And I want to give it away. And unfortunately, a lot of people can't take it. But we keep trying, especially the Irish. The Irish that come here, you know, I want to give you what I have. I want to let you understand that there's a way, and there's a place to go, a way to go to change your atmosphere, to change where you are. And so I accept this award today, and I got a great bunch of kids here in Paterson that I work with, and anywhere I go. And so thank you for, Governor, not this June, next June, 6 rounds. Let's go. Oh, you heard that, right? No, listen, thank you. I love being with you. Thank you so much, okay? Thank you.
Senator Jerry Cooney. Let's have one more round of applause for Gentleman Jerry Cooney. Just don't let that bell go off. I also saw from New Jersey Education Association, Mike Flynn, proud Irishman. Thank you for joining us. So now, as far as champions are concerned, to my right, in the green corner, gentleman who has led this fight against COVID-19 for 2 years. And I always like to talk about March 4th, 2020, because this man was in the hospital having cancerous tumors removed. But Mr. Chairman, he never missed a beat because he's a fighter. And he's led us through this pandemic so that we can get to this point, so we can get vaccinated, so we can take off the mask and achieve some semblance of normality. And so we are honored and proud to have a leader such as Phil Murphy, who has led from the front ever since he was in the hospital. And he put himself in harm's way so they could protect the people in New Jersey. So I am proud to present a man I affectionately refer to as America's governor. And who knows, he could one day become America's president, the Honorable Phil Murphy. Easy on the pass. Sorry about it. Love it.
Thank you. Great job, by the way. Great job. Ruby, how are you? Good to see you. Terry, I love it.
Where you guys shot, by the way?
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Top of the morning.
Yes.
Thank you, Mayor Andre Osaeg, for that wonderful introduction and for hosting today's flag-raising ceremony, which we're going to go down and do afterward. Is that right? Okay. It is a pleasure to be with everybody, all the elected officials, union leaders, faith leaders, Monsignor Gino in particular, great to be with you. Mayor Kramer, great to have you back. I'm a huge Jerry Cooney fan. Jerry, great to be with you. And I wouldn't be in this position without Chairman John Curry. I want to say that explicitly. So bless you all. And again, to all of the dignitaries here today, I'm honored to be with you. This is a day to celebrate being Irish in America and to honor and remember the contributions of Irish Americans to our nation's tremendous and diverse tapestry. I also want to give a shout out to my colleague Rob Field, who sounded brilliant. You know, on March 17th, we always say, at least I always say, I think the Irish always say, today we're all Irish. May I also say that today we're also all Ukrainian. Right? So this is the first time in decades that I have not worn the Irish flag, but the Ukrainian flag, to make that point. We are all Ukrainian. We are all with those brothers and sisters. Bless them. And by the way, New Jersey not only has one of the largest Irish American populations of any American state, it is in the top 3 or 4 of Ukrainian American populations of any American state. So Monsignor Gino already alluded to this, but I want to underscore what you said, Monsignor. Being in Paterson, I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge the importance of the Irish to the early success of this great community. The Irish immigrants who arrived in Paterson's earliest days didn't just work in the textile factories. They also created the city's first certified neighborhood, as the Monsignor said, Little Dublin. The stories of the early Paterson Irish likely did not stray far from that which the late President John F. Kennedy told of his own great-grandfather's decision to leave the Emerald Isle for Boston. And I quote the president, "He carried nothing with him except two things, a strong religious faith and a strong desire for liberty." But more than celebrating the Irish heritage of so many in our state, myself included, by the way, today is a day to honor every part of our state's and our nation's rich and proud immigrant heritage. The values of which President Kennedy, the values of which President Kennedy spoke continue to live throughout not just the Irish American community, but in every one of our immigrant communities. Paterson itself is the manifested vision of an immigrant, Alexander Hamilton. Today, that which remains of Little Dublin is called Little Lima for its deep Peruvian roots. And these facts in themselves are a reminder of how, in every aspect, Mayor Paterson is a city built and then rebuilt by immigrant communities. Moreover, today isn't a day to rest on any laurels either, no matter how proud we are of them. I want to see our state continue to move forward and create new jobs and welcome both new residents and new industries that will help us write our next chapters. Businesses around the world continue to look to New Jersey as their potential home in America, and some of them can be found in Ireland. So I'm about to make some news right now. You ready? Let's go. So with St. Patrick's Day as a backdrop, I am proud to announce that I will make an economic mission to Ireland late next month.
Yes.
By the way, this is the fourth attempt we've had to make this mission because of COVID. This will be my third economic mission as governor and my first in 2.5 years. Joining the First Lady and me will be my economic team, leaders from the New Jersey Economic Development Authority, leadership team from Choose New Jersey, our nonprofit partner. We'll be taking the case for New Jersey directly to the boardrooms in Dublin and Cork. Both cities are home to growing and innovative businesses in the sectors in which we are playing, and which we will continue to play a huge role in our economic growth. Technology, pharma, the life sciences, food, beverage. I emphasize beverage, among others. Terry, I hope you caught that. Some of these businesses are the ones to which we will be making our introduction and stating our case. Others are businesses with which we have already been engaged, sometimes deeply, and alongside whose leaders I hope to be able to make some exciting announcements. The New Jersey-Ireland economic bond is strong. Over the past 5 years, Irish firms have invested roughly $285 million in New Jersey, making us one of the Northeast's top destinations for Irish foreign direct investment during this time. And I want to see that number grow. And the potential for that to happen is tremendous. So my first two prior missions, the first one was to Germany and Israel in 2018, the second to India in 2019, each led to concrete benefits for our state. They've led to new economic and academic partnerships. They've meant greater investment in New Jersey and in our people, and they've created new jobs. In fact, thousands of new jobs. And I fully anticipate that our mission to Ireland will likewise have successful results. So we go downstairs, Mayor, and we see the flag of our own nation alongside that of Ireland. It's a reminder that while we all may have come here on different paths, we share one destination. Together, we will continue to keep New Jersey as a state of opportunity, where all who wish to be a part of our future can find a home, can find an opportunity, and can find their American dream. And here in Paterson, one of America's great cities, never mind New Jersey, the story whose first chapters were written by the Irish will continue to be written. Thank you all, and I wish you all a tremendous St. Patrick's Day. Thanks, buddy. Easy.
Thank you, Governor, for always having Paterson's back. One more round of applause for Governor Phil Murphy, our friend and fighter. At this time, oh yes, please take a bow with those pants. Make sure.
Jerry and I just exchanged blows.
And you're still standing. Ladies and gentlemen, turn it back over to our business administrator, Kathleen M. Long.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Governor Murphy. As I was lucky in the early 2000s to actually live in Ireland for a year through the George Mitchell Scholarship, which is run by the U.S.-Ireland Alliance, and I studied in Cork. I did a master's degree in government in Cork, and then worked for the organization for a few years, which is, you see the modern relationship between the business community, both here in America and in Ireland. So I look forward to hearing more about your trip and to having some of those companies look at Paterson for their headquarters. So. At this time, we're going to lighten it up a little bit and have some entertainment. I'd like to introduce the McLaughlin School of Irish Dance. Founded in 1968 by Patsy Early McLaughlin, and she was joined by her brother, James Early, and her sister, Karen Conway, who is one of the teachers of this group. They're certified by the World Irish Dance Association as step dancing instructors, and Patsy and James are also certified competition judges. Classes are held weekly in Dumont, Fairlawn, and Allendale. And today we're also joined by another of the teachers and a former student of the school, Tara Sullivan, who some people might know from her former sports writers days for the Bergen Record. And she's a current sports writer for the Boston Globe. So our dancers here, and mother of one of our dancers, Kira Sullivan Reinheimer. We have George Ferguson. We have Catherine Murphy. We have Lila Jameson. And then we have Saoirse Acton, who is my daughter. So we'll let the big ones start first, and then I know Saoirse will be joining in.
Who is also a proud freshman at William Paterson University.
Oh, wonderful. So yes, one final note here. All of these dancers are championship level and compete each year at the national championships. Last year they were in Phoenix, Arizona. This year in Montreal, Canada. In addition, Catherine will be traveling to compete in the World Championship in April in Belfast. And so I also want to thank the parents who are joining us today. In addition to Tara, we have Kathleen Ferguson, Brenda Jameson, and I think Margaret Murphy. So.
We're going to start out with an Irish reel from our dancers, and then we're going to have a special reel join us.
awesome.
Thank you. We're going to have them join us in a few minutes for one final dance before we go raise the flag. But we'd like to turn it over to this time to some of our special guests. And this is a man who needs no introduction as a former mayor of Paterson and one of the best storytellers I have ever met, Mayor Pat Kramer.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. First of all, a salute to all of you because you cared enough to be here, to hear an outstanding governor tell us not only what's already been done, but what's about to happen. Congratulations, Governor. To the champ, nothing can be said. We all know his record, and he is perfect for the word champ. Monsignor, I apologize, but I do want to correct one thing you said about that interesting history of the development of the cathedral. You were a little out of line when you pointed out that in 1896, Pat Kramer cut the ribbon. That was not so. And I've seen John Curry do the dances that those beautiful girls did so effectively here. But we were in the parking lot of a local tavern at the time. Mr. Mayor, you made it happen. You've put it all together for those of us of this history to still come and appreciate those that went before us. And I will conclude by, Governor, you're going to Ireland, and I'm sure you've been there before. But a PS about my trip. We went to the little town that our tribe was from, Newcastle West, and ordered a Guinness, because if you don't, they make you leave the bar anyway. And the bartender said, "Did you have family from here?" I said, "Yes." "What were their names?" I said, "Flaherty and Walker." "Oh my God," he said, "they were all hanged for stealing horses. I hope you're not related to that crowd." The magic of Ireland has bled its way into here today. The mayor made it happen, put it all together, and to him, we are all very, very grateful. God bless.
Thank you, Mayor Kramer. We have so many members of our county partnership here, and so I'd like two of them to come forward and to represent their crew. We have Chairman John Curry and Commissioner Terry Duffy.
Thank you, Kathleen. I want to be loved to our honorable governor, to the mayor. Now, Governor, he might carry an R behind his name, but that man, who I refer to as my Uncle Pat, have mentored me, gave me my first appointment to get me started on the road that we are on today. Mayor Kramer, thank you. Mr. Coney, I've watched many, many of your fights. You've always made it proud. You know, you're taking me back a few years because we're getting up there. Mayor, you continue to amaze us all in what you do and what you bring to the city. But I just want to wish everyone a happy St. Patrick's Day. Today we are all Irish. As the governor will tell you, I think it was last Thursday night, I had the honor in Brick, New Jersey, as being named Irishman of the Year. And I think that's pretty good. And Governor, thank you for your comments that night. Harry.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's an honor and pleasure to be here. I had no idea I was going to be asked to speak. Monsignor Gino asked me when the dancers were dancing, he said, "Can I do that?" I said I could, but I don't have my shoes with me. But Jerry, did you watch the footwork? Did you have any footwork at all in the arena? And Governor, it's always an honor to see you as well. Mayor, once again, I would just want to, years and years ago, the mayor came out, St. Pat, no, he wasn't a mayor back then, a public councilman, just, a good guy. He had no green on. I said, Mayor, where's your green? Well, that's my tie. And it is. And Matt Jordan out there, who's our county council, that's my tie too. And my son, who's a captain of the fire department, my other son's a sergeant in Paterson. I'm very proud of my family and that we have some roots. And standing up here, just be a little tavern owner, and with the grace of John Curry, who's usually yelling at me all the time. He's always asking me to the office saying, "What'd you say?" I said, "I'm proud to be part of this. I'm honored to be standing here and represent the tavern owners, the small business people, the melting pot that we all have." I didn't have anything prepared, which is probably good for you or bad for me. I'm not really sure. But I wish you all happy St. Patrick's Day. And we'll see you down at First and River. Douglas Tavern. Thank you.
And on behalf of the Paterson City Council, I'd like to have Councilwoman Ruby Cotton to come on forward.
Thank you. Let me say good afternoon, everyone. I just want to say I'm happy to be here in this celebration, raising the flag. I have our great chairman with us, John Kirby, our Mansour, my good friend Terry Duffy for years, Pat Kramer. We've been around a long time together. To our governor, who does everything for us here in the city of Paterson, our mayor, thank you, and to all. But I just want to say, Jerry Cooney, you know, we all say that, we have a passion of doing things and helping organizations and help communities. And I've been trying to find you ever since April of 2020. And now I'm finally here able to see you. I always say God makes sure he puts you in the right place at the right time. And I've been looking forward to meeting with you again because my husband Eddie used to be his referee when he does that big fundraiser for the YCS, and I'm never gonna forget that. I've gone so many times with him down there for you raising all that money. I just, and I've gone so many times with Eddie down here, down to where he has this, he was the referee in the ring, but I just want you to know now, I can't be a referee, but I could be a judge. Because I don't watch so many fights that I know how to do it now. But I just want to say to you all out there, I'm here, happy to be here to wish everyone a St. Patrick's Day. I always say, in this city of Paterson, we have so many different ethnic groups. We have all races, culture, everything. We must always remain together, no matter what we are, no matter where we came from, no matter what we do, we're all in here together. And to Mayor, we have to make sure, and the governor, that that we're here all together. So I want to wish everyone out there a happy St. Patrick's Day, and we will be at Terry's later, sometime later. But I just want to say happy St. Patty's Day to everyone. God bless you all. Thank you.
And we will enjoy one more round of dancing from the McLaughlin School of Irish Dance.
Followed by our traditional reel to finish it off. Thank you so much for having us. Happy St. Patrick's Day to all of you.
Thank you so much again to parents for letting your children join us today and miss school. We appreciate it. And you really added to the experience of the day. Because as we know in Ireland, it's about music and laughter and food and drink and camaraderie. And the last bit that we have today is also about poetry. So we'll have one last piece before we close. I do want to say thank you to Chief Brian McDermott and for our pipes and drums, who will be... They will be leading us out for the flag raising portion of the event as we conclude. I want to thank you to everybody for coming here today, from our department directors and city employees to all of our special guests for joining us. As we close out, as we close out, on the back of your program, you'll see that there's a poem by one of Ireland's most famous poets, Seamus Heaney. And as the governor alluded to today with his pin about Ukraine, this was top of mind as we were putting together the program and the thoughts about today. In the past, we've talked about the Easter Rising in 1916 in Ireland and how that was a civil war that happened between groups of people in the same area, and how that also influenced the troubles of the 1980s, the 1970s through the 1980s and 1990s in Ireland, and how that was brought together through the Good Friday Agreement. And there has been a tentative peace in Ireland since then. And Seamus Heaney, in 1991, was writing about this time, this troubled time in the North, and which is very close to me, in part because that's where my grandfather was from when he immigrated here. But also, I am married to a Northern Irishman who is here and grew up in Ireland during the Troubles outside Belfast. So I wanted us to reflect a little bit as we close that this is something that is a difficult time in the world with what is going on in Ukraine, but we can look to Ireland as with hope, that there is a way to move beyond and for people to come together with peace, justice, and unity. And so we'll look at the words of Seamus Heaney as we close. Human beings suffer. They torture one another. They get hurt and get hard. No poem or play or song can fully right a wrong inflicted and endured. The innocent in jails beat on their bars together. A hunger striker's father stands in the graveyard dumb. The police widow in veils faints at the funeral home. History says, don't hope on this side of the grave. But then, once in a lifetime, the longed-for tidal wave of justice can rise up, and hope and history rhyme. So hope for a great sea change on the far side of revenge. Believe that a further shore is reachable from here. Believe in miracles and cures and healing wells. Call miracle self-healing, the utter self-revealing double take of feeling. If there's fire on the mountain or lightning and storm, and a God speaks from the sky, that means someone is hearing the outcry and the birth cry of new life at its term. It means once in a lifetime that justice can rise up and hope and history rhyme. Thank you for joining us today, and please join us outside.
So we're proud to raise the Irish flag today on St. Patrick's Day at City Hall. Also, we honored Gentleman Jerry Cooney, heavyweight great. You guys good? For raising money for at-risk youth here in the city of Paterson. High burning of the year. Okay. So our Governor Phil Murphy, it's local access.
Hey, really
Thanks for joining us.
Incredibly honored to be here in Paterson with the mayor, with other dignitaries. Happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody.
Yeah.
This is a community whose roots are Irish. And it's America's immigrant community, so it's incredibly honored to be here.
Thank you, Governor.
Thanks.